Early age, she was interested in animals in zoos and remembers being confused by a platypus and totally overcome by touching a baby elephant. At university, she studied zoology with PhD in animal behavior. After meeting her Israeli zoologist husband, Joseph, in graduate school, they married and immigrated to Israel in 1971. While her two children were small, she worked in science curriculum development. In 1981, she was appointed to the position of curator at Safari in Ramat Gan, just when the animals from the old Tel Aviv Zoo were transferred to their new home in the existing Safari. She says that she feels truly fortunate to have participated in the everyday challenges and excitement involved in creating an environment where the well-being of animals was paramount and where the public could experience the animals and plants and absorb the incredible beauty and diversity of the living world. Within the EAZA framework, she was co-chair of the Elephant Tag from 1994 till 2008 with Ton Dorrestein, director of the Rotterdam Zoo, and was the EEP coordinator for African elephants. Over the period of her tenure, great changes occurred in zoo world. The formation of the EAZA enabling communication and sharing of information and management of small populations, better understanding of animals' requirements, a new vision of design and function of zoos. The practical application at the Safari was larger space for animals, improving animal enrichment and animal training and evolving changes in the context and messaging enclosures. In Israel, the trickle-down influence of the EAZA framework helped the zoos to shift from being highly territorial to understanding that they were in friendly competition. By working on their individual strengths and defining common goals, the impact of all of the institutions was greater. Structured meetings, specialized workshops, and annual meetings enabled the achievement of this transition. The transition was made possible by the enthusiasm of the directors. During her tenure, she found great pleasure in helping young people focus and develop their own careers as animal caretakers or interpreters. After 31 years, she retired from the Safari. She continued as part-time curator for the Haifa Zoo for 5 years. Today, Amelia Terkel enjoys her grandchildren, sharing her interests with them and helping them develop on their own. Amelia, it is a special privilege for me to present this award and honor you in this occasion.
To the Executive Committee, thank you. I am both honored and astonished to receive this prize 10 years after I retired from Safari and celebrating my 80th birthday year. As the real dinosaur in the room, I observed the journey of change in our institutions since the beginning of my career. My own professional journey starts in an unpromising way in 1969. I had just finished my PhD in bird reproductive physiology and behavior. An exciting opening for bird curator at the Bronx Zoo in New York seemed designed for me. However, the director wrote to me that I was not eligible since a woman could not supervise male keepers. I married and moved to Israel, but I didn't forget my dream. 11 years later, a position opened for general curator at the new Safari in Ramat Gan. I invited the director to hear my presentation on the use of biological collections for public education. He hired me the next week. and how fortunate I was to have found a way to follow my passion. Looking around this room today, we can all see how many women in our field have followed their passion to leadership positions. Another change. In 1992, EAZA was just starting, and I became the Safari and Israel's first representative. I discovered I was not alone anymore. The excitement of making friends with like-minded, talented people, visiting other facilities, infused me with energy. It was clear that EAZA offered a real working framework in which we could learn together and deal with tiny populations in a scientific way. Knowing we were developing common guidelines for the welfare of our animals, we felt more confident in exchanging them. After each EAZA meeting, I brought home both an animal shopping list and a shopping list of ideas. Today, we see how EAZA's journey has achieved a professional group with continental impact. The first part of the citation relates to my work within EAZA for the elephant tag. And this is what the safari brought to EAZA. It brought a new perspective on elephant management. Its spacious enclosure design and unique no-contact care for elephants were informed by huge changes in understanding of animal welfare over this period, thanks to fieldwork in social behavior, developmental behavior, psychology, etc. Our remarkable breeding success with both species of elephants, 7 calves born in the year of the elephant, 1989, created a natural opening for me to join the African Elephant EEP in a leadership position. Ton Dorstein, then director of the Rotterdam Zoo, was the head of the tag, and I later became co-chair. The committee worked really well together. One anecdote illustrates how open sharing of information improved the well-being of our herds. The tag did a mortality survey, which showed that there was a remarkably high perinatal mortality. By collecting videos of births from different institutions, and viewing them as a committee, we could see the evidence that restricting movement of birthing mothers by chaining was stressful. Box stalls were much better. And with time, management changed and perinatal survival improved. This behavioral factor was one factor for their improvement. We made progress with complete guidelines, thanks to the British community. And slowly, from institutional suspicion, we moved to a more cooperative outlook. But it took a generation to make real change, because creating new facilities designed for protected contact was expensive, and it was a challenge to change the elephant keepers' direct contact mindset. Today, 30 years later, I am amazed to see the positive journey in elephant welfare and populations in this tag. And I hear that with all this success, there are new problems that are evolving. The second part of the citation regards introducing EAZA standards of welfare and enrichment in our country, Israel. As staff from other zoos began to participate in EAZA conferences, we all realized that we must work together. We shifted from being 5 highly territorial institutions to understanding that we were in friendly competition, working toward common goals in animal welfare, education, conservation, and in our public-facing image. We formed an Israeli Zoo Association. We translated and adopted EAZA guidelines into Hebrew, which you read backwards, and we held annual zoo inspections. All this could not have happened without the hard work of staff in all the zoos, not just animal staff, but education, spokespersons, marketing, and others. Most of all, the open friendships and cooperation between the zoo directors were significant enablers. In the evolution toward EAZA standards in enrichment and training, I would like to mention three important factors. One was establishing research in the safari, which introduced the ideas, methods, and a practical plan for enrichment and training. And this is through my husband, Professor Joseph Terkel, and his graduate students. And I'm happy that he is here today somewhere to meet this amazing group of people and see what I've been talking about all my life. The second is the keepers themselves, who with some grumbling changed routines to include enrichment and training in their daily work. The payoff was immediate. Shoot training eliminated the trauma of giraffe pedicures. Great ape training for basic medical tests eased the stress of health care. Public presentations of animal enrichment and training enlivened the visitor experience and provided insight into animal welfare, animal intelligence, and the incredible interspecies communication between the humans and the animals in their care. Finally, we are indebted to the Segre Foundation, which founded the EAZA Academy workshops for in this case, for the Israel Zoo Association, bringing higher staff professionalism to all Israeli zoos. We were able to invite international specialists on topics including enrichment, training, elephant work, veterinary work, benefiting both the staff and animal welfare. Personally, I am privileged to have had a role in this journey of change and to have played a part in helping younger staff to achieve their own goals and grow into leadership positions. Thank you.
Thank you very much and congratulations, Amelia.